Time to hang out with my sister girl. Hey, sister girl on films. Hey, sister girl on films. Hey.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Sister Girl on Films. And y'all, we are back with Love is Blind, Season 4, Part 2, or Episode 6, 7, and 8. Episode 8, y'all. This is when shit got juicy, honey. Juicy, juicy, okay? Brett and Tiffany, again, ain't nothing going on, child. Tiffany did briefly talk about feeling a lot of pressure with the wedding coming up because it's only 2 weeks away. And she's just stressed about, you know, the theme for the wedding, her wedding dress, bridesmaids, like all the things. And Brett was just like, it's gonna be okay. Like, we're good. Like, don't stress about that. Just enjoy the moment. I'm here, I got you, we're gonna be fine. That's it, girl. And they also talked about how grandparents got married after only, I think it was like 6 weeks of dating, and were married for like 60 years. And so her family, you know, they're supportive of this experiment, you know, and they don't think it's weird or anything like that because her grandparents, you know, married after a short period of time. And so that also made her feel really good and didn't feel like, you know, this was too crazy because she's seen, you know, something like this similar in her own family. So I thought that was really sweet. I mean, the only other thing that really came out of this episode for them was, again, Brett's spending, you know, and how he's okay with spending extravagant amounts of money on things. Like he talked about having like luggage that was like $1,200 or something like that, and Tiffany was like, $1,200? But girl, this man, he obviously got it. Like, as long as he's taking care of y'all and the home, the finances are good, child, let him splurge. It's all right. You'll be okay. So I don't know if that's gonna come up later as an issue, but for now, Brett and Tiffany ain't got nothing going on, child. They good. Moving on. Let's talk about Bliss and Zack. So Bliss accepted Zack's proposal, and so now they are engaged. Woo! Good on them, honey. So they moved into their shared space together, and everything is going well. Bliss seems to be a little bit of a neat freak, maybe a little germaphobe, but I don't blame her. Don't put luggage on the bed, and don't put your shoes on the bed. I said, that's how you know Bliss. We know she's biracial, so her mama must be black. Because this is a black mama shit right here. Don't put your damn feet on nothing. Don't you put that luggage on that bed. Luggage stay on the floor, okay? And Zack talking about, there's not even a speck of dust or dirt on that luggage. She said, I don't think so, sir. You was dragging it across the ground outside. You don't think nothing got on that? Child, please. Thank God for Bliss, okay? Zack, you know, let us know that he recently started his own law firm. Okay, I see you. And he said, you know, with everything that's been going on with him being in the show, now they're moving to shared apartment, him focusing on opening his own law firm, he's been a little bit stressed lately. He's excited about everything, but he's just concerned, you know, how am I gonna be able to handle everything? Sir, you knew this before you proposed to Bliss. Please don't play in her face for the second time. Please don't, okay? And speaking of second time, Bliss brought up again the shit that happened in the pods, and she's just like, are you sure you want to be engaged to me? Because I'm starting to feel like the second choice. And Zack got kind of upset, and he was just like, don't look at it like a second choice. Like, you're not a second choice because I don't want her. Like, there's never going to be another Irina and me. Like, there's no second chance. Like, that's done. So don't look at yourself as a second choice. Sir, you picked her second. I don't know what other way you want to romanticize this, but you picked her second. Ergo, she's the second choice. And she's right to feel that way. But good on you, continue to kind of pour into her and reassure her, but we're going to call a spade a spade. You picked her second. But you know, so far Bliss and Zack they're good right now. Nothing too major. She's going to have to let that shit go, what happened in the pods though. Like, I get you upset, girl, but you accepted his proposal. When you accepted his proposal, that means let this shit go, because he's engaged to you now. Just quit bringing it up. He said he's done with Irina. Move forward, girl. Quit bringing it up, because it's getting a little old. So, this episode really revealed for me and confirmed for me what I said way back in my part 1 review. Chelsea and Kwame were all about the physical in them damn pods. They were having sexual conversations. They were talking about all this surface level shit. And now that they are in the real life, real time, outside the pods, now they got all these inconsistencies and shit they don't agree about that they should have talked about in the damn pods. Ciao. So Chelsea talks about wanting kids. She wants to start having kids pretty quickly because she feels like she's getting older in age, and the older she gets, the least likely she is to either want to have them or feels like she will be comfortable having children. So Kwame is looking quite uncomfortable because he's like, I'm thinking like we could just enjoy each other for a little bit. Like we have the dog, we have Rocky. You know, I'm good with Rocky for now, and maybe in 3 to 4 years we can even talk about having kids. And then she finally asked Kwame, are you ready for commitment? And he was like, yeah, I'm ready for this. I'm just not ready for that part of it right now. And again, why did y'all not talk about this in the pods? Why did y'all not talk about kids and how soon you want to have kids? Because that seems like something that would be brought up. Anyway. So this episode, it is Chelsea's birthday. And so they have a birthday party for Chelsea. And then all the castmates are there, plus some of the people from the pods. We'll talk a little bit about certain somebody probably at the end of this when all the drama and chaos ensues. But the only thing I want to say, because there wasn't a whole lot of things happening with Kwame and Chelsea at this party, but the one thing I do want to point out, okay, Kwame pulled out that raggedy ass guitar in them pods and played a song and sang off key. You the one girl, you the one girl. Put your finger in the air if you the one girl. One love. One girl, you the one girl. Put your finger in the air if you the one girl. Put your finger in the air if you the one. I know that wasn't the song, but I can't remember what it was. But either way, he pulled out that damn guitar, played 2 chords, and she was all wet and hot and bothered. Where the guitar at the birthday party? He's talking about Zack. Why don't you go ahead and start us off with happy birthday? No, excuse us. You pull out your guitar, Lenny Kravitz. Pull it out. You sing the song. Why Zack got to start it off? That annoyed me. That wasn't nothing dramatic, but it just was like, where your guitar at, Kwame? Ass, you don't play no goddamn guitar. Trying to front and stunt. We know what's happening. Anyway, Micah and Paul. So Paul meets Micah's family this episode, and this was so weird to me. Like, first of all, her parents were really sweet, down to earth, and they were very supportive as well. But I found it odd that Micah's dad's name is Paul. And was it just me, or was Paul also a reminder of Micah's dad? Like, he was giving me younger version of Micah's dad. Y'all let me know in the comments. Maybe it was just me, but I was like, but I did like that her parents were so on board and supportive, and they seemed to really like Paul. But, you know, they were just, you know, being cautious and just don't want Micah to get her feelings hurt and her heart broken, which is fair. You know, but they're happy for her and they support her. You can't ask for nothing else. But here's where the shit hit the fan, honey. So, Micah's friends. Why do these friends be doing the most on this damn show? So Micah, one of her friends having a birthday party. They meet Paul, and one of her friends, I don't even remember her name, but she just right out the gate was just not here for it. Micah talked about how that particular friend had already interfered with other relationships that Micah has been in. And I'm like, Micah, that don't seem odd to you that your friend has interfered with past relationships? And her friend was just like, well, yeah, I have, but like they weren't good for her. Okay, that is a huge red flag for me. And so the friend was just like going at Paul, just going at him. And eventually Paul is just like, okay, well, that's your opinion. I don't care. Like, I don't care what you think about me. And then Micah's like, oh, you don't care what she thinks about you? Well, that's like a shitty thing to say. Girl, what? Actually, that is your friend. So maybe you need to reel your friend in. Paul is your fiance. You allegedly love him. Y'all live together. You need to tell your friend, like, girl, calm down. Like, maybe we need to go step aside and have a conversation, but you coming in a little too hot with my man. Like, be the referee. But she immediately like checked Paul and was like, well, if you really love me, then, you know, then you should care about her opinion about you. No, he shouldn't, actually, because he's not fucking marrying her. And the fact that she even like called Paul out in front of her, I was pissed. And Paul kind of excused himself, and her friend was just like, I just don't like this for you, and I'm not here for this, and I don't agree with any of this. And the other friend was just like, I like Paul, like I don't see a problem with it. And the friend was just like, I just want the best for Micah. She deserves everything. You deserve a spectacular wedding, and this is just not it for you. Bitch, go on somewhere with your drunk ass looking like Shrek in that green dress. She pissed me off. Princess Fiona looking ass. Anyway, I was so mad. Like, Paul was trying to be nice, and then she just came in hot and attacking him for nothing. He didn't do nothing to her. He did nothing. He wasn't being disrespectful to Micah. He wasn't being rude to them. He was just talking to them. And then when she was being a bitch, he gave her a reaction, and she ain't like it. And Micah's response to that was wrong. I hated that whole scene. And if Micah takes her friends' thoughts into that much consideration when it comes to Paul, then Paul, child, cut your losses, because her friends got too much control of her love life, okay? Marshall and Jackie. Yeah, baby. So apparently Jackie and Marshall got into it. And so Jackie told Marshall that he needs to boss up, that he needs to man up. And so Marshall got pissed off, and he left the house for the night. I guess, you know, went to his own apartment to kind of cool off. So he goes back to the shared apartment. She's packing up her shit. And he was like, you packing up your stuff? She's like, yes, I'm packing up my stuff, because you're not serious about none of this. You didn't like what I had to say, and instead of staying to talk it out, you gonna go up and leave, and I ain't got time for that. And Marshall was like, well, I don't know what you want me to do. You basically challenging my manhood, telling me I need to boss up. So what do you want me to do? And she was like, well, we not having sex. Oh. He was like, okay. And she was like, and so I need you to initiate that. I need you to be more aggressive with that. And so they start going back and forth, and he claps at her. She's like, who are you clapping at? She said, don't be clapping at me. He said, oh, you want aggressive, so I'm giving you aggressive. And she was like, no, don't try to play me. And I know Marshall only said this because he wanted to try to hurt her like she hurt him. But Marshall tells Jackie, I saw you as a project, and I saw potential in you, and I wanted to get that out of you. I said, I beg your pardon. Excuse me, bitch. You see her as a project? Nigga, this ain't an episode of Family Matters. What is you talking about? And so Jackie was like, you see me as a project? Wow. Please get the fuck out my way. I'm done with this. And then so he realized what he said. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. That's not what I meant to say. I just meant to say, you know, I know that you've never really been in love before. And so I can see that in you. And I want to be here for you to be the person that really pulls that out of you. And I really love you, Jackie. Jackie starts crying, and she goes to hug him. And I'm like, girl, please make a mental note of that man said that to you, talking about you were a project. Because whether or not he meant that shit or not, he said that shit to hurt you. And whether you meant it or not, you telling him he needs to boss up hurt him. So y'all need to figure out how to communicate with all this bullshit, because y'all can't go tit for tat, because that's not gonna work. I was shocked, because up until this point, I'm like, Marshall is so sweet, he's so mature, da da da. And then he did that. Child, them Virgos. He a Virgo. Okay. Them Virgo men, honey. Time we see Marshall and Jackie together is at Chelsea's birthday party. And baby, so Marshall gets there first, and everybody's like worried, like, oh my God, where's Jackie? Where's Jackie? You know, Marshall explains, you know, Jackie had to leave work or whatever, but she's on her way, but we did have a little bit of issue. Marshall and Brett, you know, have a little side conversation. I love their conversation that they had. Like, I love how Brett, you know, Brett is just, Tiffany girl, you got you one, honey. Brett is a grown-ass man. When you encounter a grown-ass man, that shit hit different. He said to Marshall, you know, I know in the pods, you know, we connected and you feel comfortable sharing and opening up with me, and I really appreciate that you have that much trust in me. Grown man shit. He said, so with that being said, and then he proceeded to tell him, look, y'all need to get y'all shit together, which I love that he was really kind of giving him that advice, because I feel like of all the couples, Brett is the one that maybe could give a little bit of advice, you know, and he's just encouraging Marshall to hang in there, you know, and don't give up on Jackie, and y'all have a good thing going. Y'all just need to communicate. And so Jackie comes in looking beautiful. And so, you know, she goes over and gives Marshall a little hug, say they're good. And our boy Josh is also at this party. Let me say this. I can now see why we didn't get a whole lot of screen time with Josh in the pods, because my guy is doing too much. He is obnoxious. And I don't know if he was drunk or what, but he was just loud. And Chelsea was like, who is that? First of all, girl, how don't you know who that is and why he at your party? But I guess production probably set it up. But they were like, that's Josh. And she was like, oh. And Kwame was like, yeah, we had to deal with that shit all the time in the pods. And so it looks like none of the guys really fucked with Josh like that, because Kwame seemed annoyed by him. Zack was definitely annoyed by him. Obviously, Marshall was annoyed by him. So Josh is there just being loud, obnoxious. And so he sees Jackie, and he's just like about to make a beeline for her. Before he goes to talk to Jackie, he has this really weird exchange with Marshall. And he's like all loud again. I don't know if he was drunk or what, but he was just like, what's up, my guy? It's Mr. Still your girl, all this other shit. He was like, you know, I'm just playing. You know, you and Jackie are cool. You know, I respect what's going on with y'all. You know, I ain't here to get in between y'all. You know what I'm saying? And then he was just like, you know, because I'll kick your ass. So I'm like, what is going on? And he's just like, no, I'm just playing, you know, you my guy, just doing the most. And then so he walks away, and Marshall like, what the fuck was that? And then so he's mad and annoyed, but he's trying to keep his cool, because on the low, Josh was really trying to sun him, for real. And so Josh sits down with Jackie, and they're talking, and Jackie is just like, what's up, Josh? And he's just going on talking about how much he loved her and how much he just wanted to be with her. She's like, hold on, why are you trying to give me all this emotion and all this emotional back and forth when you didn't give me none of that in the pods? And I was like, it's all coming together. This is why we never saw them in the pods, because he wasn't giving none of this. He wasn't giving all this energy. And so Josh is like, I don't care nothing about these cameras. It ain't about that for me. It's about, you know, me wanting to be with somebody, and I really want to be with you, Jackie. And if you don't see it for you and Marshall, be with me. Pick me. He's like, you know, are you going to marry this dude? And she's just like, what is going on right now? So Jackie, you know, didn't respond to him asking, you know, do you want to marry him or not? And so I don't know what's going to happen with her and Marshall. But Josh was just doing too much, overstepping, and he needs to chill out. And I really feel like he was drunk. And a drunk person in your face is just the worst. But anyway, so then we have a little cliffhanger with our girl Amber showing up to the party. Now, y'all remember, Amber was Paul's other connection. So I feel like the next part of the season is about to get real spicy, because now we got Micah and Amber in the same room with Paul. You know, Micah ain't got her backup, you know, Irina. So I don't know how that's going to play out, because it didn't go really well with them in the pod. So we'll see what happens when Paul sees Amber, especially, y'all, after he didn't have this encounter with Micah's friends. Amber might be looking a little good, you know what I'm saying? Although Paul was just like, Amber's here, but you know, that's dead, you know, whatever. But you just never know. So I'm excited for the next episodes, guys. So y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What did you think about episode 8? For me, the most shocking moment was Marshall and him saying to Jackie that she was a project. Y'all let me know in the comments below what y'all thought about him saying that, because my head was, I had to pause it. Because I said, I know I ain't heard what I think I just heard. Because that was so rude and disrespectful. That's how you know she really hurt his feelings, child. She probably said some more shit that he ain't disclosed for him to go that far. But y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments below. what you thought about him saying that, and how are you liking the season so far. And as always, y'all, like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'm gonna see y'all next week for, which I'm assuming is probably gonna be the weddings and hopefully a love reunion. So thank y'all so much for y'all support, and I'm gonna see y'all next time.
Hey, look, I talk my shit and keep it honest, keep it independent. I hear them hating, but that's only cause they inconsistent. He said the weapon wouldn't prosper.